When E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial premiered in 1982, Steven Spielberg created more than just a movie. He created an emotional masterpiece that defined a generation. The story of a lonely boy befriending an alien touched millions, becoming one of the most successful and beloved films in cinema history. But behind the glowing finger, flying bicycles, and heartwarming friendship lies a world of bizarre, fascinating, and little-known stories. From hidden cameos to strange on-set challenges, E.T.'s journey to the big screen was just as unusual as the alien itself. Today, let's explore 10 weird facts about E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial. E.T. was inspired by Spielberg's imaginary friend. Steven Spielberg has revealed that the idea for E.T. came from his childhood. After his parents' divorce, he often felt lonely and created an imaginary alien friend to keep him company. Years later, he transformed that concept into the film's central story of a boy finding comfort and friendship in a lost alien. The weird part? Spielberg originally thought about including this idea in Close Encounters of the Third Kind, but it didn't fit. Instead, he saved it and turned it into a movie that would become one of the most heartwarming stories ever told. The voice of E.T. came from unusual sources. E.T.'s unique voice wasn't created by computers. It came from real-life sounds blended together. Sound designer Ben Burt recorded an elderly woman named Pat Welsh, who had a raspy, cigarette-roughened voice, and mixed it with noises from raccoons, sea otters, and even his wife sleeping. The result was the iconic, otherworldly voice of E.T. The weird part? Burt admitted he layered over 16 different sources to achieve the final sound. Audiences never guessed that the lovable alien's gentle voice was partly based on animals, snores, and an elderly woman who became immortalized in film history. E.T. and Yoda are connected. George Lucas and Steven Spielberg loved hiding Easter eggs in their films, and E.T. was no exception. In the famous Halloween scene, E.T. spots a child dressed as Yoda and excitedly reaches out, as if recognizing him. This wasn't just a joke. Lucas and Spielberg later confirmed that in their shared movie universes, E.T.'s species and Yoda's species may actually be connected. The weirdest part? Lucas even placed members of E.T.'s alien race in the Galactic Senate in Star Wars, the Phantom Menace, making this playful crossover a bizarre but official part of the Star Wars galaxy. E.T. was made from unlikely materials. The animatronic E.T. used in the film was an incredible creation, but its design came from strange sources. Special effects artist Carlo Rambaldi built E.T. using mechanical parts, but his skin texture was modeled after photographs of elderly men and women to give a wrinkled, lifelike appearance. The body was built from rubber, steel, and even inflatable components to allow movement. The weird part? Rambaldi studied everything from animal anatomy to vegetables for inspiration. The result was a creature that was both alien and familiar, odd yet strangely lovable, cementing its place as one of cinema's most iconic designs. Harrison Ford had a deleted cameo. Few people know that Harrison Ford actually filmed a scene for E.T. He played Elliott's school principal, but his face never appears in the final cut. Spielberg decided to remove the scene because he felt it distracted from the children's perspective. The film was supposed to be told entirely from their point of view. The weirdest part? Ford was dating screenwriter Melissa Matheson at the time, which made his involvement even more natural. Still, fans have only seen glimpses of this lost cameo, leaving many wondering how different the film might have felt with Han Solo in it. The flying bike scene was created with mirrors. The iconic moment when Elliott and E.T. fly across the moon was groundbreaking, but the effect was surprisingly simple. Instead of relying on advanced computer graphics, Spielberg's team used practical effects with mirrors, miniatures, and blue screen technology. They combined small-scale models of bicycles with live-action footage to create the magical sequence. The weird part? The moonshot became so iconic that NASA later adopted the image for its space program promotions, and it became the official logo of Spielberg's company, Amblin Entertainment. What started as a low-budget trick turned into one of the most enduring images in film history. E.T. was once planned as a horror movie, before it became a family-friendly masterpiece. E.T. started as an idea for a horror film called Night Skies. Spielberg originally planned to tell the story of evil aliens terrorizing a rural family, inspired by real-life reports of UFO encounters. However, as development continued, Spielberg shifted gears and focused instead on one gentle alien stranded on Earth, befriending a young boy. The weird part? Elements of Night Skies eventually influenced other movies like Poltergeist. Thankfully, Spielberg chose the heartwarming route, giving us E.T. instead of a terrifying alien invasion movie that could have been a very different classic. Product placement made history. One of the most famous scenes in E.T. features Elliott luring the alien with Reese's Pieces candy. Originally, Spielberg approached Mars to use Ms., but they declined. Hershey's jumped at the opportunity, allowing Reese's Pieces to appear in the film. The result was astonishing. Sales of the candy skyrocketed by 300% after the movie's release. The weird part? This single product placement became one of the most successful in history, changing how Hollywood viewed brand partnerships. A simple candy trail not only helped E.T. make friends, but it also forever transformed the marketing strategies of blockbuster films. The cast filmed in chronological order. Spielberg wanted authentic reactions from his young cast, so he filmed the movie in chronological order, something very rare in filmmaking. This allowed the child actors, including Henry Thomas and Drew Barrymore, to experience the story in real time, mirroring their characters' emotional journey. The weird part? When it came time to shoot the tearful goodbye scene, the kids were genuinely heartbroken, having grown attached to the alien puppet. Their raw emotions added realism and depth, making the farewell one of the most moving endings in cinema. Spielberg's unusual decision paid off in unforgettable authenticity. The film almost didn't get released internationally. Despite being a massive hit in the United States, Universal Pictures initially worried that E.T. might not resonate with international audiences. Executives feared the story was too American and that foreign viewers wouldn't connect with a suburban boy and his alien friend. The weird part? When it was finally released worldwide, the film shattered records across multiple countries and became a global phenomenon. By the end of its theatrical run, E.T. became the highest-grossing film of all time, a title it held for more than a decade. The alien from the suburbs had touched the entire world,